What's up, everybody? It's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I'm here with Dan from Gaia Force Gaming. We're back with another one with Posterity. Dan, top 16, the most recent regional. Core TCG, right? This one was Core?
Core, yes, core, because it went really long
Yep,
for
yep,
us.
right. Because it started at 1 p.m. Eastern, so... and he's here to talk about the deck he used. So go, Dan, introduce yourself, introduce the deck, and we'll get to talking about everything.
Hi there. We did the core TCG regional. It just felt long because it starts at 1 p.m. for us, so it was a little tiring. Right by the time we finished, it was like 1 p.m., give or take, close to it, and I was beat. But we had to change it up a little bit because this is the first big official Bandai 2.0 tournament. So we were testing a little bit, we were talking, especially with Tyler, and we had to change it up. So we played a little bit thing called Digimon Toolbox, and you'll see the up end in a little bit. But we'll go through the deck just so you can see. A lot of stuff hasn't changed from Imperial Dramon, but some stuff has. So we'll go through the eggs first. That's okay. The 4 WV, the 1 WVmon. I just still want a 5th egg. I'm very paranoid about losing and only having 4 eggs, so the 5th egg helps here. But realistically, you just want this. The bottom end's going to look very familiar to most people who played Imperial Dramon for the most part. We've got the core 8 searchers here, the Vmons and the Wormmons, of course. Our boys. Put these here just so they can get some shine. We've got the 3 promo Vmon. We've got the 1 Wormmon promo, and we got a BT16 Vmon. This inherit does help once in a while, just to get the plus 2k if you don't get the jamming, because our level 4 lineup is going to look a little different, and you'll see. You see the level 4 lineup here. We've got the 4 XV, 1 Sting, the triple Lydramon, the double Magnet, and the double Togemogumon. I'll say it name right correctly at some point. So you can see we're a little more armor based now for the level 4s because we're running a little bit different top end. These classics you want to run, but you need at least enough armors to trigger off some certain things later on. But I think this is a good lineup. I can always add 1 more Toge if you wanted to, but as you can see here, we don't have many instances to get jamming once in a while using these blue sources, or 3 blue sources. So the plus 2k does help once in a while. Togemogu is kind of nice. The fact that you can block Armor Bridge and strip a source, especially stripping that source, kind of helps out. Lydramon helps get rid of those floodgates, those pesky little Pillowmons, and Gatsumons. But Magnamon MVP, though, there was one game where Magnamon just stole the show. I think it was maybe the 2nd time ever it came out of security and evolved over a Vmon for me, so that was nice. Level 5s, we changed it up a little bit here. We do still have the classic 4 BT16 Pyldramon. We've got the 1 starter deck Pyldramon, and we tried the Dino Bees out from BT12. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I'm just... Or you can speak more on this, right? You're a bigger fan of the Dino Bees than I am right now. I'm a little more indifferent about it.
Yeah, I actually I changed the list a lot after the event. I see the Dino Bees utility, but I don't know if I'm sold on it. I think I'd prefer the Pyldramon aggression.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So these will probably be subbed out for this, most likely.
Yeah.
After this.
I understand, looking back, why in Japan the meta was Dino Bee heavy, because it felt like their meta relied a lot more on like on the utility of like big things on board that like block, like blocker meta almost. Like if they have a blocker, you know, Lord Knight or whatever, like now, okay, well now my Dino Bee can get over you and I'll still trigger the security and the protection, and I get it, but I don't know if it's my playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel I would probably change these out. But we tried it. It was okay. You know, not the worst, not the best. We just tried it. Alright, this is where the level 6 lineup gets a little different here. We've got the 2 Hexablows, we've got the 1 Fighter Mode, and we've got the 3 Magna X Antibody, which is why we're running level 4 lineup with armors. I do think this was pretty solid. Sometimes I did miss this top end. Sometimes I actually wanted one more of this, but I understand why we went with 1. Hexablow exists against purple hybrids, red hybrids, just any hybrid player. I think dropping Hexablow really saved me a lot of games. The Fighter Mode Ace is nice to just, if there was ever a reason where you were just Magnax and you had a block for whatever reason and purge, right? You still got this guy that can partition and do all these fun stuff, but if they were ever try to swing over this and like, oh well, you can't do anything, they don't expect the ace, still got 1 somewhere. I would wish I had more of this, but deck space is a little tight running things. I do think this is probably the better top end. This is not the solid top end, obviously, but this is the better top end going forward. Or you could just run the classic Imperial Digimon. I'm not opposed to it either. We're just trying to figure out ideas against 2.0 format because we Lord Nightmon X is a very strong card, and digivolving an Imperial stack is kind of painful. So giving this immunity makes it feel a lot better, even though it has collision and all that fun stuff. Then we'll go to the 7s. There's plural because there's 2 of them. It's actually Blitz Omni and Paladin Ace this time. But it was useful just to be able to essentially almost OTK, right? We were talking about that the other day. The fact that you can swing 2 checks with Pyldramon. If you have enough memory, you got Return to Primo. You can go to Magnax, swing 2 more times, and you can Blitz. That's 5 checks. That's kind of gross.
Yeah, I mean the Blitz Omni for me, even though I ended up not finishing the event, like it won me at least 3 individual games that I would have probably lost on the following turn from the aggression.
Yeah. It's just nice to have, right?
Also, just having another level 7 that if you do go and do the Paladin mode, to be able to steal turn back.
Yes, the fact that now you have another white level 7, right, that you can actually use this actual effect for to turn your trash to get 3 memory is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I subbed this in. I didn't play with this yet, but I'll sub this in at one point.
Yeah.
I'm committed.
We did decide if we play this at Nats, we're playing the Serial Omnis in the deck.
Yeah, we will play the Serial Omni if we're committed to playing it at Nats. That's a guarantee. Tamers, these are classics. The level 4 busted Davis Ken that will probably get limited one day at some point. They want to make more Imperial support, and they don't want to limit the BT12 line. The 2 Davis Searchers, amazing. I feel like just for me, this is the consistency of Tamers. Got Searchers, Memory Setter, plus the most busted Tamer free play stuff. And we got 4 options left. They're just one-ofs that they can hopefully help out. Got the 1 Spark, 1 Primogenitor, 1 Awakening, 1 Giga Death. Obviously, these are one-ofs because they're limited anyway. This I felt okay with 1 Primogenitor only because the free, to play, the free evolve is nice, but delay doesn't work out as much because I don't really have an Imperial top, and I have 1 Fighter mode and that's it. So it's like, and I don't think I ever had the chance to trigger it off the
Paladin.
Magnax Paladin. I don't think I did. It'd be sick, but I'll never have that chance. And 1 Giga Death, just to get it if they go wide, because this could be Death X. I'm not gonna lie, I really want it. This could be Death X. I really want it to be Death X sometimes, but blue green is fine too. Just back and forth debating because I'm sure a lot of people will go wide this format and then they're not expecting this, or like, well, if you have it, you have it. But also if they drop the floodgate, right? If they drop Tamamon or whatever other floodgates you got, right? And play this for reduced costs, so pick it up and still kind of take care of that sometimes.
All right, so that's the list. Yeah. What were your matchups? What would you change about the list moving forward? Do you have faith in it? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about list first. So as we were talking about, the Dino Bees are probably gonna get cut. Those aren't the best. I could always jump back and forth with the Giga Death X. I think everything else is pretty solid. Maybe the BT16 Vmon can go, but it does save me sometimes. Just having a plus 2k and not having jamming sometimes because you have like two ugly ass armor sources kind of helps.
Yeah, and I think that was probably part of the Dino B too. Was like, oh, sometimes you don't have jamming, so getting plus 3k from the Dino B could be, you know, could be helpful.
It could help, right? You just have some ugly stack where you don't have enough, but could help at some point. Just to have maybe plus 2k, plus 3k, right? So you're at 13k that can swing on something. It's not the worst, but
And then if you have the off egg, that's plus another 1k.
yeah. So it's thoughtful, but this is a very ugly stack that that's probably rarely made, but it's a very ugly stack. Not ideal, but we get the job done if we can. But yeah, let's go over matchup. It was a 9-round event, very long because obviously, like I said, it started at 1 p.m. for the East Coasters. We'll go in order. I played against Royal Knights. Very, very good matchup. Honestly, thank God for BT16 Pyodramon, so I can suspend stuff with no sources. Very good. Some other Shoto's not the best without me. Against Fenrir TK. Honestly, their game 2, I probably should have lost that, but he milled both Skullbaluchis and didn't have a way to evolve for free or faster, so I was like, oh, thank God. And I think that was one of the games where he Digivolved with Magna. Played Red Hybrid. Try to find Hex as fast as possible, and hopefully I don't lose. Played against Omnimon. That was a close game, too. I think game 2, he had Miraculous Knight, because I checked it in security, bounced it to hand, but he didn't play it. He ended up just playing a Tamer next turn instead, and I think if he played Miraculous Knight, he at least could have, gave himself like the pseudo immunity to trigger it if I try to bounce it or something, and then go into his Omni Ace. I got lucky there. Round 5, played Imperial. That was scary. That guy was rushing. Went to game 3. Game 3 was game 2 and 3 were a lot of back-to-backs. Game 2, I lost. I'm pretty sure I lost game 2 because he outsped me. And game 3 was funny because we were just doing Hexablamons back-to-back. But I got that in game 3. I think gave too much memory on one of the turns, and I was able to capitalize on that. Round 6. I lost to the first place winner. Shoutouts to Ocean Man. The Galaxy Mash, Galaxy Loop, whatever you want. But I just got my teeth kicked in. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I was like, okay, he went first. I was like, rookie, maybe Tamer or maybe Searcher, and then he was like, off to the races, and I was like, okay, my next turn. I don't really have anything to answer that. Tamer or another Searcher, and then by then I was getting cooked. The Ryugumon was pretty good, so you could get 4 bodies on board. I was like, oh crap, I'm screwed. I got 2 very swiftly. I think 15 minutes. I don't think I have a good matchup against Galaxy. We'll talk about that after as well. Round 7, win against Spent Spark, the boy. I got cooked by that in about 15 minutes as well by Lord Nightmon. Lord Nightmon he just had a lot going for him, and I did not. So that didn't help a lot either. But yeah, I think both games at some point he had like 4 plus bodies plus Gazi Floodgates. So I was like, okay, not going to win that one. So that was gone. That was one of the games where I was like, if I had Death X, I could at least make a comeback. But I did not. We lost round 6 and 7. Very swiftly. Round 8, played against Purple Hybrid. Definitely game 2 was where it helped out a lot in my favor because I was able to Hexablow. I think he only had one. I think he had Analog on board. He didn't have Purple Tamers after that, and I was rushing my armors. And it was a point where I had more of an advantage, and I swung, and Pyodramon died to rivals, so I was able to partition, go into a different Pyodramon and keep swinging, so that was nice for me. In our final round, very fitting, we faced the boy, Mr. Matt Vang, the first regional winner of this whole season. He was playing Red Hybrid. I was able to just Hexablow each time to kind of stop him. I think game 1, he was a little stuck. I think he only had 1 rookie for 2 turns. Matt will correct me later if he remembers. But I think he only had 1 or 2 rookies like for the first couple turns where he wasn't capitalizing enough. Then game 2 was definitely just Hexablow trying to stop him. And those were the 9 rounds.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, the losses late in the day definitely bolster staying in. I dropped at X2 with a very similar list. Mine was a little less teched out. I got less testing in than you did, so you got to change a little bit more. I lost round 2 to the gentleman who came 7th with Purple Hybrid. Very close into game 3. There was something that I could have done differently, or that I think I overlooked a Shadow Seraphi and I got blown out by it. And then I lost to... Oh man, I'm blanking on his name now. I feel bad. He's a friend. We know him. We recognize him. And he was playing Imperial, and he just cooked me so fast. And that was round 5 or 6. And then I was just like, I don't want to play the rest of the night. It's gonna be going late. I'd rather go get dinner with my girl, hang out, cheer on the team from the sidelines. So I was very excited you got like, top. Yeah, you got top. Your losses were in the later rounds. That's good. Bepsy, the girl, she got an invite because where did she end up? 26th?
26, I believe. 26.
26. So she got her invite, which is great.
Yes.
At the last chance they would have had to get it. But we also found out from Michael, who got his invite, that he came 30th.
Yes.
Which is crazy. That means there were 14 invites in the top 30 that passed down at least.
Yeah, which is wild to me. I thought like 26 was the cap. I thought Bepsy was like the end cap, but we realized that Mike got 30.
I was like, man, Bepsy got lucky. But then it was like, wow, I guess not.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. That I think the last big regional for this season, it ended up passing down 14 invites, which is pretty nuts.
At least we don't know about underneath that, but just let that be a lesson to you guys. If you're fighting for your invite, play it out. Just play it out.
Yeah. I think later in the seasons too, right? The more invites people have, the more it gets passed down. Like, can you imagine you're 30th and you're like, oh wait, I got my invite. This is awesome, right? So even top 32 trying to fight for it. Who knows? Maybe 31st or 32nd even got an invite, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, very, very cool. Very excited. I'm surprised how quickly this year is going by, that we're already only, 60 something days away from Bandai Fest?
Yeah.
70 maybe?
Yeah, it's coming up real fast.
I'm excited. We got the B&B booked. It's the squad. Close by will be, another squad and another small B&B, and we're gonna have a good time. So.
Yes.
Do you know what you're playing yet?
I wish. We've been testing a little bit of everything, so we're trying to figure it out. Like I said earlier, even going back to pure Imperial, if you're fast enough, you can cook some decks. Like if you get up to the BT16, I can't find my Dragon mode, but if you get up to the BT16 Dragon mode in time and you just sit there, they can't, most purple decks, if they're not set up yet, they can't protoform because they're just going to go to a fighter mode and get rid of their stack. Then they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I realized that too. I was playtesting against standard Imperial, and I'm like, oh man, with how many powerful aces and how many powerful evolution effects between the trainings and the protoforms, Imperial, if you sit on the dragon mode and just bluff it well enough, people are just gonna be hesitant to progress their game.
Yes. The only thing I can think of is purple maybe trying to have 2 tiny stacks out, and if they have enough memory, they can always do double protoform, right? Like one protoform, okay, your fighter will go run stack. Now I'll do the other stack, but it's still a kind of a challenge to get 2 stacks that can kind of do that.
Yeah. What's sorry to bring it up during video. What's the timing? Protoform, you activated evolve and then put it in the source?
Yes. So
okay, so you won't get the proc if they bounce it during the evolution.
I believe so. Someone can correct us in the.
I literally just need the cards in front of me. I'm just trying to figure out if protoform.
One of your Digimon without X antibody in its sources may digivolve into a Digimon with X antibody trait, reduced by 1. If it did, place this card as the bottom source. So you do that, evolve to the bottom. You still put it up to the bottom.
Okay, so even if you do get bounced by the Imperial, you'll be able to at least recover the protoform and get the source back, which is good. Well, because you're the active player. That's the important part. Because you're the active player.
Yes, you're the turn player. That's why.
Um,
That's why.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Protoform's crazy. Can we talk about that?
This card is wild. All right, guys. Also, whoever's watching this video, there is no LM reprint. I'm sorry, there was never announced. We just had hope that it would be printed.
Yep.
Hopefully, you know, the event packs. We'll get a little bit more event packs between now and Bandai Card Fest. Hopefully, circulate enough of these.
Yeah,
but realistically, they'll probably have to do like a box topper and.
There was a video saying that the reprint was coming and people should sell them while they're high. Do not listen to that advice if you plan on playing a Protoform-based deck.
Just keep your 4. Figure it out later.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah. There's 3 printings. We have the 2 of them, the regular art and the alt art, and then we have the event pack. So try to hold on to them, guys. It's going to be a good card for a while unless, you know, something happens, but
realistically, let's real talk. This can be used in the new Galamon deck. Anything that has X antibody going forward is probably might use this. So you might want to still keep it.
It's not tied to an archetype, which is the important thing. I mean, look, even in New Memon and Beelstar, the like last couple decks that I've played, like even when it first dropped and I was playing in Beelstar, it was like just a utility card to get back pieces, which felt great.
Yes.
But anyway, grats again, Dan. We had to document it. 11th place. You know, a slightly new deck. Still Imperial. You still voted for this. And,
Yep.
well, I guess not Imperial. Well, you have 1 Imperial. It counts.
Yeah, I have 1 fighter mode in here. One fighter mode.
1 fighter, 1 paladin. That's enough.
Yeah, 1 fighter mode's in here.
But yeah, 2.0's looking to be really fun. I'm excited for Bandai Fest. I've been testing a little bit more. Don't know what I'm going to play yet, but we'll see. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'll let Dan see us out with any shout-outs he wants to have, and then we'll wrap it up.
Shout-outs to everyone who's been testing with us on GFG server. If you need Nats testing, that's definitely going to be there. We're definitely trying hard to figure out nuances in the plays. Shout-outs to Mike, Tyler, Hector, Brady, Chris. I'm trying to think of everyone else. Moonrose, anyone else who's helped me testing, just trying to do stuff. Because every time I test with Chris, I do pretty well. So that's the superstition now. I need to do that every time.
Yeah, the Chris curse. He stomps you for like 3 hours straight in testing the night before, and then you top the regional the next day.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sharing the deck. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for deck profiles, gameplay videos, all that jazz, and we'll see you on the next one. See you guys.